Once upon a time, in the lush forests of England, there lived a man named Robin Hood. He was born into a wealthy family and grew up with all the luxuries that money could buy. However, his life took a dramatic turn when he was falsely accused of a crime and forced to flee into the forest of Sherwood. Robin Hood was not alone in the forest. There were other people who had been forced to flee their homes due to various reasons, such as the high taxes imposed by the corrupt sheriff of Nottingham. They had come together to form a community in the forest, living off the land and helping each other survive. As Robin Hood wandered through the forest, he came across this community of outcasts. He was impressed by their resourcefulness and their strong sense of community. He saw that they were struggling to survive in the face of oppression and poverty, and he felt a strong sense of empathy for them. Robin Hood decided to join this community, and he quickly became one of its most respected members. He was a skilled archer, and he used his talent to hunt game for the community. He also taught the other members of the community how to defend themselves against the sheriff's men. Over time, Robin Hood became a leader within the community. He was admired for his courage, his wisdom, and his sense of justice. He saw that the sheriff of Nottingham was exploiting the people of the region, and he decided to do something about it. Robin Hood and his band of outlaws began to rob the rich and powerful people who passed through the forest. They took from the rich and gave to the poor, using the spoils of their robberies to provide food, clothing, and shelter for the members of the community. The people of the region soon heard about Robin Hood and his band of outlaws. They saw them as heroes who were standing up against the corrupt sheriff and his oppressive regime. Many people began to secretly support Robin Hood, and he became a symbol of hope and resistance for the people. However, the sheriff of Nottingham was not happy with Robin Hood's activities. He saw him as a threat to his power, and he vowed to capture him and put an end to his activities. The sheriff sent his men into the forest to capture Robin Hood and his band of outlaws. However, Robin Hood was a skilled archer, and he was able to outmaneuver the sheriff's men time and time again. He was always one step ahead of them, and he continued to rob from the rich and give to the poor. One day, Robin Hood met a beautiful woman named Maid Marian. She was a member of the nobility, but she had always been sympathetic to the plight of the poor. She was impressed by Robin Hood's courage and his commitment to justice, and she soon fell in love with him. Maid Marian joined Robin Hood's band of outlaws, and she proved to be a valuable member of the community. She used her connections in the nobility to gather information about the sheriff's activities, and she helped Robin Hood and his band of outlaws plan their robberies. As time went on, the conflict between Robin Hood and the sheriff of Nottingham escalated. The sheriff became more and more determined to capture Robin Hood, and he began to use increasingly brutal tactics to try to defeat him. Despite the sheriff's efforts, Robin Hood continued to fight for justice. He knew that his actions were making a difference in the lives of the people of the region, and he was determined to continue his fight no matter what the cost. Eventually, the conflict between Robin Hood and the sheriff of Nottingham came to a head. The sheriff assembled a large force of men to capture Robin Hood and his band of outlaws. However, Robin Hood and his followers were prepared.